In the spirit of good sportsmanship, we ask you to respect the following Southern Virginia athletic rules. Cheer loudly and proudly for your team, not against the opposition. Profanity, vulgarity, racial or sexist remarks will not be tolerated. No personal remarks towards players, coaches, or officials. Stay away from the playing area and team bench areas. Also, please be reminded that Southern Virginia University has zero tolerance for alcohol and tobacco use in all contests. Failure to adhere to these policies may result in immediate dismissal. Thank you for your cooperation and go Knights! In accordance with tradition at Southern Virginia University, we will begin with a word of prayer, which will be offered by Sheridan Schoen.
Dear Heavenly Father, we're thankful this day, and we're thankful that we were all able to come together and gather to watch both teams perform to their best of their abilities. Please watch over both teams that they can stay safe and enjoy the game. And in the name of Jesus Christ, amen.
Now, if you'll all please rise and face the flag for the singing of our national anthem by one of our very own women's basketball players, Amanda Wood.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you. And now for your starting lineups. Starting for the Falcons. At guard, a 6'2" junior, number 0, Josiah Abington. At forward, a 6'3" freshman, number 2, Sean Scott. At guard, a 6'6" junior, number 4, Jamal David. At guard, a 5'10" junior, number 11, Gabe Miller. At guard, a 6' sophomore, number 12, Craig Sabb. The Falcons are coached by Pete Shuck and assisted by Tremaine Pride and Kenneth McCann. And now starting for your Southern Virginia Knights. At guard, a 6' senior from Philly, PA, number 1, Jameer Cross. At forward, a 6'6" sophomore from Dietrich, Idaho, number 3, Trey Dill. At guard, a 6' senior from MBB, Virginia, number 4, Sam Armstrong. At guard, a 6'1" junior from Ashburnham, Massachusetts, number 20, Austin Wood. And at forward, a 6'7" senior from Carlisle, Pennsylvania, number 30, Bennett Hanlon. The Knights are coached by Adam Wardenberg and assisted by Dr. Doom. Thank you and good luck to both sides.
Well, let's welcome you to Knights Sports Arena for today's contest between the Falcons of Pfeiffer and your Southern Virginia University Knights. We apologize for the delay in commentary. We have some technical difficulties. Right now, it's still a scoreless game as number 4 for Pfeiffer. That, of course, is Jamal David. The leading scorer of this Falcons team goes in for the shot and is fouled on the way up. And so now that we're up here, we want to talk about, it's kind of a tale of two teams right now. Pfeiffer on a 2-game winning streak. And would you like to, I'm here with Skylar Johnson. Good to have you with us, Skylar. And would you like to just talk about the success they had in their last game?
Absolutely. They're coming off a good win against Roanoke College last night. They played 4 games in 6 days, coming into Knights Arena right now. Key start for the Southern Virginia Knights. Bennett Canlin gets the start, the senior, the 6'7" senior, coming in, get the job done for the Knights tonight.
Absolutely. And you mentioned the 4 games in 6 days for Pfeiffer. I mean, you're an athlete here at SVU. What is a schedule like that being so rigorous do to you as an athlete?
Well, obviously, there's the fatigue factor. You know, you're going to be tired. Team like this that's athletic, that's up-tempo, up-paced, is going to be moving the ball a lot. They're going to be tired. Knights need to jump on that and move the ball, try to push the ball in transition, get fast break points, which they have been lacking in this year so far.
Absolutely. You mentioned Pfeiffer being a very athletic, very fast, capable team of running the press as well as just moving the ball down the court efficiently. Whereas the Knights, on the other hand, the past season and 5 games have not gone very well. They are currently on a 22-game losing streak extending into the last season. Hopefully looking to correct it today at home. And you mentioned Bennett Canlin coming in as a starter. He is a senior. He's the tallest player on this team. He's one of the stronger players, and he's one of the more athletic ones. And he's getting a start today, which is kind of rare for him coming into this part of his career. But it's nice to see him on the floor today.
Obviously, yeah, he's looking to get the job done for the Knights. The freshman Bryson Harris has been taking a lot of minutes at that center position. He's hoping to take over for the Knights.
Sam Armstrong with the 3. Sam Armstrong is the go-to guy with points per game so far. He's leading the team with 15.4 points per game. And he's also one of the leaders in three-point percentage with 36.4% from beyond the arc.
Armstrong had 28 points last game against Wilson. He's looking to replicate that performance again tonight.
The rebound by Trey Dill. The Knights have it now with a 3-2 lead.
Trey Dill so consistent for the Knights with the boards. As Jameer drives down the lane for the easy bucket.
A breakdown in the defense right there as Jameer Cross had an absolutely clear lane to work with. Normally he'd elect to dunk that, but he just decided to put it in. Missed shot from number 12. Craig Sabb, who's the leading scorer of the Falcons.
That right there is something the Knights need to focus on all night and going into extending into the rest of the season. Second chance points. Knights need to box out when they're on defense after forcing a stop and get that ball and push in transition. Cannot allow second chance points.
And coming in for Bennett Canlin is number 15, Kimball Cottom. He's a new player on this roster who the Knights coaches are very, very excited about. He's got great height, great shooting ability, and he's just an overall great athlete.
6'7", 220 out of Maple Valley, Washington. Look for him to be athletic and make good plays in the paint. Knights need to focus on getting points in the paint. Last game, like I mentioned, against Wilson, were dominated in the paint. Need to focus on putting the ball in the bucket within the ring.
Like I said, they got to be aggressive. And Trey Dill was a little over-aggressive there as he was guarding number 4, Jamal David. Sam Armstrong working defense now. And the bucket is up and good for number 2, Sean Scott. And you mentioned we were mentioning Sean Scott in their last game and the night that he had.
Absolutely, shooting 100% from the field, 6 for 6 on the night, 17 points, playing super well. Looking to play well again tonight against the Knights. Right there, Sam Armstrong caught sleeping a little bit. The offender Falcon gets the position on it for the easy bucket.
Kimball Cottom working the baseline here. The Knights have a 5-4 lead. Jameer Cross with a little fader. Kimball not able to get the rebound. Now the Falcons have it.
Good to see right there, Jameer being aggressive on the offense, going in as the Knights switch into that 2-3 zone we saw the other night against Wilson.
Rebound by Sam Armstrong, the senior from Buena Vista, Virginia. Jameer Cross with it now. And, you know, we mentioned Jameer Cross's name a lot on this broadcast. He is one of the most fun athletes to watch here on campus. In fact, last season he was featured on SportsCenter's Top 10 with his dunk. I guess it was Mary Washington, I believe it was against.
Jameer Cross, explosive athlete. Look for him to be even more aggressive in terms of scoring the bucket tonight, with number 5, Ricky Stafford, taking the seat tonight, not being able to play tonight.
Which we failed to mention that, yes, that's a huge loss for them offensively today, as Ricky Stafford is an absolutely great shooter. And a foul on the Falcons here. And it's on number 0, Josiah Evington.
With Ricky out, like you were mentioning earlier, Jameer will be handling the ball mostly for the Knights tonight, getting help from Sam Armstrong. Look for him to be aggressive and try to take this game into his hands. We need to see more offensive output from Jameer in this game tonight.
And, before the game, we were discussing some more players that need to step up for the Knights as well as scoring. And one of them is Austin Wood. Austin Wood is a senior guard here on this team. A great guy overall, very involved with campus activities, and that's a bucket for Kimball Cottom. But Austin Wood's three-point shooting is so impressive when you watch it. The only issue is getting him open at the three-point line.
Absolutely. The spot-up shooter needs to look to score every time he touches the basketball.
Three-pointer is good by number 5, Ty Simmons. It's a tie ball game right now, and now Pfeiffer is going to a little bit of a press.
We're going to be seeing this man-on-man press, picking up full court. Saw the same thing Randolph did and had great success. Expect to see that the remainder of the season.
Austin Wood with it now. Trey Dill with the strength on the inside, driving the lane. Interesting about him, as Pfeiffer strikes right back with fast break point. Again, that's how they get you. But Trey Dill had a really, really rough offseason. In fact, he had appendicitis. He lost a ton of weight, which is already a very skinny guy. A bucket by Jameer Cross. But it's good to see Trey Dill back, getting stronger and getting back to the swing of things.
We're seeing it early right now. The Falcons are looking to pass the ball and move in transition. They want to get the ball down the court and not let the Knights set up in this 2-3 zone that we've been having success with so far.
And another three good from number 5, Ty Simmons. Ty Simmons now has 6 points. Kimball Cottom, the lefty. Good from the elbow. That'll make it 13-12.
Freshman forward spots up for the easy elbow jumper.
Ty Simmons not good on that three. Jameer Cross letting it down, but it's instead rebounded by number 33, Reagan Larson. Another three good from the corner, this time by number 35, Juwan Blanton, which is kind of surprising because this team coming into today is only about 30% shooting from the three-point line, whereas the Knights are 37.
Falcons are going to drive and penetrate into that zone, kick it out, try to get open looks, so far having success.
The Knights setting up their offense, find themselves down by 2. Jameer Cross with it. Kicks it out to Trey Dill for the short jumper. Off the back iron. It's good transition defense from Austin Wood. My goodness, a dagger from number 35, Juwan Blanton.
No fear right there, pulling up at the defender straight in his face, letting it fly. I believe that makes it 3 in a row made threes by the Falcons right there, leading to the timeout. Falcons up 18-13.
And that makes it 4 of 9 for 44.4% from the three-point line to start off this game. And again, it's very early in this first half, but this is already a very, very intense game. Going back and forth, some great shooting from the Falcons. You're seeing some great aggression and kick-out looks for the Knights. What are some things you feel like the Knights can continue to improve upon in order to take back the lead so far?
They need ball control, moving the ball down the court. They're going to be pressed all game. It's going to be that man-to-man full-court press, picking up full court like we saw the other night here in Knight Stadium against Randolph. We need to be able to break that press without turnovers, limit their transition buckets, and get points in the paint. We're attacking the basket right now. We've seen both Jameer and Trey. Nifty moves getting to the rim. We need to continue to see that. As well as when we go to the bench, we need to be aggressive the remainder of the night. As well, on defense, we're in that 2-3 zone. We need to get out on shooters and not let them take advantage of the three-point line.
An interesting statistic right here. The Knights have shot 12 shots, but only 2 of them have been threes. And one thing that I know from Coach Warnerberg, just talking to him, he much prefers three-point shots to mid-range shots because those mid-range shots tend to be more difficult to make, especially at this stage of the game. And so what he's going to want to see is more outside shooting from players like Sam Armstrong, Austin Wood, even Kimball Cottom, who's capable of that, and Trey Dill. He's going to want to see some more outside shooting.
We talked to Coach Daniel, assistant coach Daniel, right before the game. He mentioned that this Falcon team go 15 deep. They play the bench. We're seeing that early. Already this early in the first half, they have 14 bench points. 14 of their 18 points coming off the bench. That's impressive in itself as the Falcons take another quick three.
And that one's off the right iron from number 22, Taylon Rowe. And you mentioned them playing 15 or 14 deep into their roster. That certainly does help, especially when we mentioned before how they played 4 games in 6 days. And that's kicked out of bounds by number 22, Taylon Rowe.
Absolutely. A team that has 15 deep gives those starters rest. Let them be full strength in moments when the team needs them. Really great. Seeing a lot of young players contribute for the Falcons. Kind of opposite where the Knights are playing 7 to 8 players the majority of the game.
Trey Dill to inbound it for the Knights.
Still picking up that full court press that we've been seeing all night, and we're going to continue to see the rest of this game.
And we mentioned the depth of usage of the roster of Pfeiffer. The Knights will have to dig into that as well if they want to keep up with a fast-paced team like this. Kimball kicks back out Sam Armstrong, who attempts a 3. That's off. Great fighting by Trey Dill, but it'll be brought down by the Falcons. The corner 3, and that one's good. Again by number 22, Taylon Rowe. That'll make him 5 of 11. There's a foul called, I believe, on Taylon Rowe as well.
Foul is on number 22, Taylon Rowe, his first person.
Already 11 three-pointers taken from the Falcons, shooting 5 for 11, 45%, knocking them down. Look for them to continue to do that for the remainder of this half.
The Falcons find themselves up 21-13. 12 minutes and 43 seconds left in this first half. Good takeaway from number 3, DJ Bradshaw.
We're seeing turnover after turnover on this half of the court.
Oh, almost put back by DJ Bradshaw. He really levitated up there. And the three-pointer's good from Sam Armstrong. That's exactly the type of play that the Knights need. Quick, open, outside shots.
A lot of confidence right there from the 6-foot senior. The BV native pulls up, knocks down the 3 in transition. It's what you like to see, and we'd like to see him take more of those throughout the remainder of this game.
Oh, you absolutely do. I mean, I've played pickup games with Sam Armstrong, and when he gets on fire, he is automatic. There's nothing you can do to make him miss. You can put your hand all over his face, and he will still make it on you.
That stroke is so pure, and he's going to knock that down from anywhere around that ring.
Great board from Trey Dill, also fought for it by number 23, George Howell.
George Howell is a high-effort, high-attitude player. He's going to fly around the court, and he's going to out-jump anybody in his way. He plays way bigger than he is. As the easy feed from number 4, Sam Armstrong, lays it in right there by number 15, Kimball Cotton. Cotton is getting it done right now for the Knights in the paint.
Absolutely. You mentioned George Howell. The guy doesn't care who's in front of him. He is such a great athlete, and he has no fear whatsoever. He will drive on anybody. And in fact, the other night, he got elbowed in the face and had a severe black eye, but the next day of practice was still going extremely hard, diving on the floor for balls. Such a tough, hard-nosed athlete.
I was right here on the court. He wanted to get in 5 seconds after he took that elbow. Like I said, high effort. The kid wants to give his all, and he, like you said, he doesn't care who's in front of him. He's going up for that board.
And so the timeout here as the Knights find themselves down by 3 with 11 minutes and 45 seconds left in the first half. Again, very evenly matched so far except for shooting. But the Knights now have a 50% shooting from three-point range, but they've only shot 4 three-pointers, made 2 of them. And the rest of field goals, the Knights shooting a pretty good percentage, but they're getting up just a little bit less shots than Pfeiffer is. And so basically the Knights need to find a way to get more high-percentage shots and high-percentage looks.
Good stat to pay attention right here. The Knights are winning the points in the paint battle 10-4. Obviously, the Falcons are knocking down the 3-ball, which is keeping them ahead in this game. If the Knights can limit 3-point opportunities for the Falcons and continue to dominate in the paint, this score will turn around.
Absolutely, and it all comes down to rotation on defense, because you see it whenever Pfeiffer gets an open 3, it's always when they reverse the court, get to the other side, and it's always the slow rotation of a zone defense, right, that makes it difficult for you to get to him in time and allows us to open threes.
Absolutely, and that's how you beat a zone, is you shoot your way out of it. Right now, I'm hoping the Knights can start picking up in man, or, like you said, rotate on that defensive zone and limit those three-point opportunities for the Falcons.
And 2 more substitutions for the Knights as number 10, Aaron Levitt, as well as number 12, Quentin Aker, have come in. And Aaron Levitt, I tell you what, I've had a lot of conversation with him and just seen him a lot in practice. I am thoroughly impressed with this kid. We've mentioned before in the broadcast, this is his first ever time being on an organized basketball team. In high school, he was a cross-country runner. He was in musical theater and decided to play basketball this year, and is an incredible athlete and an incredibly hard worker, and is super excited to be a part of a team.
The 6'5 freshman does it all. He rebounds the ball, he inbounds the ball, and he can get it done in the paint and score with even bigger, much stronger players. Looking forward to seeing what he can do tonight against the Falcons.
Absolutely, and Quentin Aker as well, another addition to this roster, who's just super quick, doesn't have the height advantage that he would like, but he does have a lot of great quickness and dribbling ability. Jameer Cross, good from 3 in the corner.
What a pass right there. Kimball caught him, swings it across, finds Jameer wide open in the corner for an easy knockdown 3.
And the charge is called on the Falcons on number 3, DJ Bradshaw. That's George Howe showing his toughness and taking that charge.
Absolutely sacrifices the body, takes the contact, going the other way. Ball to the Knights.
Inbounded by Aaron Levitt. And we mentioned that great assist by Kimball Cottom as he attempts the 3. That's no good. But he also has great court vision as well, passing-wise. And it's going to stay with the Knights.
If he could throw that into the arsenal, he'd be a liability on that three-point line as the rebound goes favored to the Knights.
Quentin Aker will be inbounding it here for the Knights. I would love to see an inbound alley-oop to George Howe right here, because he can get up like that.
Great play right there to get the easy look for Aaron Levitt. Just can't get it to go as it goes hard off that rim.
Aaron Levitt's also got those quick feet and great length defensive-wise. George Howe with the rebound.
Display of athleticism right there by George Howe, getting up at the rim to get that board with even no defender around him.
Quentin Aker almost losing that one. Now he's trapped in a tough situation. He got the ball touched. He's able to dribble again. Kimball caught him out to Quentin Aker yet again. He takes the 3 off the right side, rebounded by the Falcons. Number 4, Jamal David.
Quinton pulls up for that 3. He can make those. Maybe a little hasty shot right there with still a lot in that shot clock. As he comes up with the steal.
No whistle blown for what seemed like an eternity as Quinn was on the floor fighting for it.
High effort right there for him to get on the ground and secure that steal, leading to the jump ball.
Absolutely, but I'm just surprised how long it took for the whistles to be blown. But it'll stay with the Falcons, and Bennett Camlin will come in for Kimball Cottom. Kimball Cottom doing a fantastic job in his time in.
As Cottom goes to the bench, he provided great minutes for the Knights, bringing them in within 1. Number 30, the starter Bennett Camlin, comes back in to pick up minutes for the Knights.
Tipped out of bounds by Jameer Cross, a great defensive hands play. I mentioned Kimball Cottom, he comes out for the time being with now 6 points, 1 rebound, 1 assist, and he ended up with 1 personal foul, but he shot 3 of 5 from the field. David from the corner, and that's good.
Another 3 for the Pfeiffer Falcons, shooting the lights out of the ball right now.
They are now 6 of 14. Another jump ball, but this one will go to the Knights.
Need to see more communication right there with that trap coming in the corner. Need to alert your point guard. He needs to get rid of that basketball.
Jameer Cross will be inbounding it. Defended by Josiah Avington. Camlin will hand it off. And taken away by the Falcons.
Strong move right there to get that steal by number 2, Sean Scott.
Another foul on the Knights. This will be on George Howe.
Foul is on number 23, George Howe, his first personal.
And that'll be his first personal of the game as we see Sam Armstrong checking in. And Trey Dill will also come in. Jamal David attempts the first free throw, and that one's off the left iron. And Aaron Levitt and George Howe will come out.
Knights doing well in the paint, protecting the rim, as well as rebounding the basketball, tied up 10-10 on the rebounds with the Falcons.
Second free throw up, and that one's good. Trey Dillon to Quinn Naker. Good aggressive defense and a great screen from Bennett Canlin. Sam Armstrong with the floater. No good. Rebounded by Jamal David.
Fadeaway jumper right there from Sam Armstrong. Like to see him go stronger towards the rim as the Falcons get down for a quick, easy layup.
That was Craig Sabb with a nice Euro step. Armstrong from deep. No good. Rebounded by Bennett Canlin, but it'll go out of bounds. So now the Knights find themselves down by 7.
Knights setting up in a little bit of a press right there. Easily broken by the Falcons for the easy layup.
In that situation, you just got to move your feet. But again, the Falcons know how to play against that. I mean, they practice against it every single day. Stolen away by number 11, Gabe Miller, and up for the layup is good. Austin Wood will check in for the Knights. Jameer Cross up for 3, and that one's going to roll in. That was a much-needed bucket for this Knights squad. Great passing from Pfeiffer. No good.
Jameer Cross looking to play aggressive and gets it done in the paint. He needs to continue to attack for the remainder of this game.
Floater off the backboard, looking very pretty. Jamal David with it now. And that's a good basket from Sabb.
The Knights need to be more aggressive in that 2-3 zone and attack the middle of the ball. Easy jumper right there, right in the middle of that zone. Can't
Cross
happen.
to Canlin, who steps through. Missed the layup, tries to put it back, but loses control. Kimball Cotton will also check for the Knights. Sabb in the middle of the paint, no good. Boarded by Bennett Canlin. Cross to Aker. Trey Dill wants to pull from 3, but didn't have the space he needed. Cross from 3. That one's good.
Jameer, obviously with the hot hands, needs to continue to shoot. The Knights need to look to get him open looks around the arc.
Jameer Cross now has 15 points in this first half. Three-pointer off the back iron. Looks like a possible block from Bennett Canlin, but the foul is going to be called on Bennett Canlin.
Number 30, Bennett Canlin, his third personal, 6th team.
Sean Scott, around much taller defenders right there, gets that offensive board and gets himself to the line. The Knights need to box out in the paint and secure those rebounds and then push and transition. But you got to get that rebound.
And Bennett Canlin now with his third personal foul. He'll be subbed out by Kimball Cotton. And I want to mention something interesting that I watched in practice the other day with this men's team. Again, this men's team struggled a lot last season. In fact, they ended the season with a 17-game losing streak. This year, it's almost a completely different roster. But one thing I've noticed that Coach Warnerberg has really stressed to his team is that if you mess up on the floor, if something doesn't go right, don't spend any time feeling sorry about yourself. Because no one else will. No one's going to slow down and say, hey, are you okay after that turnover? No, they're going to take advantage. So what you got to do is after each and every mistake or everything that doesn't go your way, immediately recover and get right back into the swing of things.
Absolutely, you turn the next page and you move down the floor. That's how it works. That's how basketball is. You're going to have 100 more chances at that mistake you just made. You're going to move the ball. I think another big thing Wardenberg is stressing, as he's probably stressing in this right now, is we need to communicate. The Knights need to communicate, whether it be on defense or offense. With a pressing team like this, where they're going to be continually moving the ball, you need to communicate, you need to talk on the floor. Something we're not really seeing from the Knights, which I'm sure Wardenberg is upset about and will get fixed quickly.
Well, I can guarantee you he's upset about it, because that's one thing. In fact, the number one thing he stresses in his practices is you have to talk. Like, it doesn't matter if you're simply making a noise. You got to communicate something at all times. Now the first free throw for number 2, Sean Scott, who again had the 100% shooting night just 2 days ago. The first one's up and good.
Interesting stat for the Knights. Have not shot a free throw this game yet. Still 0 for 0, while the Falcons are shooting 5 of 7, 71%.
And so that just means that the Knights need to be a little bit more aggressive with getting to the paint, trying to get some layups in there, trying to get fouled. Because again, when you have a team that's good at outside shooting like the Knights can, you can also shoot free throws pretty well. Stands to reason.
Falcons switching up to a little bit of a 1-2-2 press right there. Kind of in a zone look. Knights break it. Looking to set up in a half-court set right here.
Yeah, that was an illegal screen by Kimball Cottom. He came up to him and almost put his arm around him.
Obvious hands right there by the freshman.
He was a little slow at setting his hands, and so when he was trying to put his hands in front of him, it ended up going around the defender. I kind of want to talk about Pfeiffer's stats right now. They have 4 players with 6 points. They have Sean Scott, Jamal David, Ty Simmons, and Juwan Blanton. I mean, they have so many players contributing scoring-wise. There's not one standout player right now. As that basket is good by number 33, Reagan Larson.
Something you don't often see, but something you'd like to see. Scoring coming around from every player, especially a team as fatigued. Like we mentioned earlier, this is their 4th game in 6 days. You'd like to see scoring from all around the court.
Austin Wood able to recover from that one. Kimball Cottom, excuse me. Up with the left hand and good. Coach Warrenberg wanting a foul on that shot, which I can agree with him. He kind of got high-fived on the way up.
Either way, good move as the Knights come back and set up in that 2-3 zone. Pfeiffer takes the 3.
Rebounded by Cottom, but taken away by number 23, Diaz Mungro. Rebounded again by Jameer Cross.
Jameer needs to look to push in transition right now.
He's going to drive in. Should have gone up reverse layup, in my opinion, but Trey Doe goes up. Out to Austin Wood, the 3. No good. Rebounded by Jameer Cross.
Good physical move down there by Jameer, who pulls up for 3 and knocks it down.
That'll get you on your feet. A great shot by Jameer Cross. Jameer Cross now with 18 points in the first half.
Jameer shooting 7 for 8, 4 for 4 from the three-point line. Just absolutely lights out with the basketball right now, putting that offensive load on his back.
Trado finally coming down with it. Kicked up to Jameer Cross. He tries to get inside to Kimball Cottom, but it'll stay with the Knights as it's kicked out of bounds. Another substitution we failed to mention for Pfeiffer was number 42, Jordan Bird, the 6'8" freshman from Mebane, North Carolina. Outside 3 for Sam Armstrong is good. That brings it back within 1.
Beautiful stroke from the corner right there from Armstrong. The 6-foot senior from Buena Vista getting it done for the Knights as a quick forced turnover in that zone. Number 23, Diaz Mungo, turns it over on the travel, going the other way for the Knights.
Diaz Mungo just got a little bit too excited. His feet switched up a little bit, and as a result, it was a travel. Inbounded to Austin Wood. Up ahead to Jameer Cross, who takes it up. Up and in. Somehow it rolls in.
What an athletic move by Jameer Cross, who is fired up, hyping his teams up, putting that offensive load on his back, gets up near the rim, touches it off the glass. I don't know how that rolled in, but it did. 2 points for the Knights as they take the lead, 39-38, with 4 minutes left on the clock.
I mean, that shot, that layup seemed to defy the laws of physics. I mean, somehow it rolled in. But, I mean, if you look at this game right now, this first half even, the Knights have found themselves down by 11 at points, but have fought back each and every time, and Pfeiffer started off hot for the three-point line, but, of course, he can't shoot like that for long. And so the Knights have been able to be consistent with their shooting, inside shooting, outside shooting, and just the effort down in the paint with the boards.
Make that 20 points for Jameer as Sam Armstrong and Kimball Cottom both approach the 10-point mark. The Knights are getting it done at the rim. They need to continue to do that. Points in the paint, 16 for the Knights. Good to see them on the positive end of that column.
Pfeiffer now find themselves down in this game for the first time in what seems like an eternity.
Knights switching back to a man-on-man, getting out of that 2-3 zone, hoping to limit those three-point opportunities.
The three-pointer's up and good for number 24, Brady Dudley. We watched him in warm-ups. He's a knockdown three-point shooter.
Just as I say that, number 24 knocks down the covered three. What can you do to stop a three-point look like that?
At this point, when shooters are this hot, there's really nothing you can do except for just keep going at them and going at them and hope that somehow, at some point, they miss the three-pointers. Now the Falcons still have the ball after that turnover from Jameer Cross. DJ Bradshaw kicks it out. Three-pointers up and good for number 1, Jerome Savoy. The Falcons doing a great job of responding to the Knights' comeback. Austin Wood with it.
Make that 21 three-point attempts in this first half for the Falcons.
Sam Armstrong, a little bit of press right now. Trey Dill able to help him out. Kimball caught him from 3. No good. Rebounded by Trey Dill. Sam Armstrong tries to dribble it in. Kimball caught him, almost loses it, and tries to save it. The Falcons will keep it. No good. The whistle was blown.
Looked like an inadvertent whistle right there. Great defense by Austin Wood. Standing there, keeping vertical, looking to take the charge. The offense goes around him, doesn't foul. Ball going the Knights.
And not only that, but he was faced up against Jerome Savoy, who in warm-ups was throwing down tomahawk, windmill slams left and right. He can get up there, but Austin Wood able to hold his ground and keep him from scoring at all. And so now the Knights find themselves down by 5 yet again, but they were able to fight back just a little bit ago and had a lead by 1. And again, if you're just new to the broadcast right now, we'd like to welcome you. It's been a very tough matchup so far today. Jameer Cross leading the way for the Knights with 20 points, and Sam Armstrong and Kimball Cotton with 9 and 8 respectively. And then for the Falcons, again, we mentioned before, very much a lot of contribution from a lot of different bodies.
Absolutely. They are shooting the lights out of the ball right now, taking 21 threes, making 8, shooting super well, keeping them above in this game. The thing I like right now the most, with number 5 Ricky Stafford out, Jameer Cross is being aggressive with the ball for the Knights. He already has 20, shooting 4 for 4 from the three-point line, looking to shoot the 3 the remainder of this game. And if I'm not mistaken, he is leading the Knights in three-point percentage.
Absolutely. And you mentioned Ricky Stafford, him being out. He's the second leading three-point shooting percentage on this team. And so him being out today is a huge blow to their outside shooting. But like you just mentioned, the Knights have been managing with Jameer Cross. Sam Armstrong got on the spot but stepped out of bounds. The Knights now have 8 turnovers.
That press is bothering the Knights. Turnovers are the name of the game. Taking good care of the ball needs to be key going into the rest of this game for the Knights.
So 3 minutes and 8 seconds left in this first half. Again, the Knights are down by 5. Trying to stop the bleeding here. Drives baseline, that's Savoy. Open 3 at the top of the key, and that one's out, but put back in by Savoy. A little close to being goaltending, but the refs will let him have it.
A little too close to call right there. Savoy gets up, gets as close as he can to that rim, puts the ball back in.
Jameer Cross, a great spin move to avoid the steal by Savoy.
Impressive ball handling right there from Jameer.
You got to hand it to Pfeiffer. They've got some great defenders out here right now. That one's going to go out of bounds.
The Knights are trying to get the ball in the paint, which is leading to both points in the paint and our shooters being open for easy looks.
Austin Wood with it. Shot clock winding down. And with 2 seconds left on the shot clock, There's a foul on number 23, or 25, Daniel Rivera, excuse me.
Rivera kind of bails out the Knights right there, far away from the basket with 2 seconds on the shot clock.
I think Austin Wood kind of forgot how little time there was on the shot clock, and the entire bench erupted saying shoot the ball or get a look going. And that one's thrown out of bounds, and it'll go to the Falcons.
Quick turnover right there for the Knights. Like to see them work the ball into Trey Dillmore. That man can do it all for the Knights and will continue to when given the opportunity. Haven't seen a lot of production, only 2 points for Trey so far on 1 3-point attempt and 4 field goal attempts.
3-pointers up and good again for number 24, Brady Dudley. Brady Dudley now has 6 points in the night, 2 for 4 from the 3-point line. And you know, just when you think that some players in this Pfeiffer squad have cooled down from the 3-point line, another player steps up to take his place. Trey Dill goes up, and finally a whistle blown. And the foul is on number 1, Jerome Savoy. Savoy has 6 points. That is his first personal foul.
Trey Dill to the line, shooting 2.
And he'll send the sophomore Trey Dill to the line.
Trey Dill with the aggressive move at the rim, sends him to the line, looking like Knights are about to attempt their first 2 free throws with only 1:30 left in this first half.
That's an absolutely insane statistic to have go this far into his first half and to not have been able to shoot a free throw once. Trey Dill takes advantage of that opportunity. But again, we mentioned how the Knights just need to try to get more to the free throw line.
I wouldn't go as far to say the Knights weren't being aggressive because we were getting to the rim, mostly just for easy looks. The Knights looking to shoot this second free throw, open to capitalize.
Second one's up. No good. Rebounded by Jameer Cross. Trey Dill's to fight for that one. And they're going to call travel on Jameer Cross, even though they had people reaching in on him left and right. I'll tell you what, the refs are letting them play tonight.
Absolutely. Physical defense, if you want to call it that, by the Falcons leads to the travel.
Corner 3 from Savoy. No good. Rebounded by Sam Armstrong.
This penetrating kick offense is working for the Falcons. The Knights need to take advantage, get those defensive rebounds, and then move the ball down court and not be stagnant like we're seeing right now.
Good hands. And good finish from number 22, Taylon Rowe.
That's what a press will do to you. Wears you down, easy points in transition right there for the Falcons to take the 11-point lead with this last minute dwindling down.
Jameer Cross dribbling the lane. Jameer Cross still on the floor, but able to get up. I'm going to say it's a 1-and-1.
Foul is on number 1, Jerome Savoy, his second.
As now both teams are in the bonus. So Jameer Cross will be taking these free throws. And again, the Knights find themselves down by 11. You know, in this game, you've had the lead, you've lost the lead, you've gained it back, you've lost it again. As a basketball player, what are some things you have to do mentally to keep yourself going in that case?
Well, besides endurance, both physically and mentally, you need consistency. It's something we're not really seeing from the Knights right now. They've played really well at times, and they've had their issues at times. We need to see consistency, putting the ball into the hoop and getting that ball down the floor.
Getting the ball down the floor is a huge one, as the Knights have struggled with the press today, having 11 total turnovers in this first half. And that'll make it tough for you to get any points to that.
Absolutely. Another thing is 11 turnovers to the Falcons, 1. Impressive stat right there from Pfeiffer. Getting it done with only 1 turnover. They are moving the ball well, and the Knights need to look to be more aggressive to get points off turnovers as well as just turnovers.
And the foul was on number 25, Daniel Rivera, and it'll send Kimball Cottom to the line. And again, for the first, I think, 16 minutes of this half, the Knights had not gone to the free throw line, but in the past just minute and a half, the Knights have been there like 3 times.
Pfeiffer right now with 13 points off turnovers to the Knights 2. Now that's the name of the game right there. That is why they're up now 10 after number 15. Kimball Kahn knocks down the first free throw. Misses the second.
Trey Dill doing a great job of getting on the floor. The final 30 seconds of this first half. Trey Dill's shoe came off and he tossed it to the side. The ref has to get it out of the way.
Playing with one shoe out there.
So 10 seconds left. 7 seconds on the shot clock. The three-pointer up and good for number 22, Taylon Rowe. And that'll end the first half. The Falcons have a 54-41 lead over the Knights and have been absolutely shooting the lights out of this place.
Taylon Rowe now is the leading scorer for the Falcons with 8 points, shooting 2 for 3 from the three-point line. Everybody is shooting it all over the floor, taking advantage of that zone defense. Even when we go man, they are still shooting the lights out of the ball from the three-point line.
They have made 10 out of 25 for 40% from the three-point line. And again, they're moving the ball very well. Very great athletic and aggressive defense, forcing a lot of turnovers and causing some havoc for the Knights. And so with that, we'll take it to this halftime break. We hope you enjoy the halftime festivities with the dance team of SVU. We'll be right back with you once the second half action starts.
Please welcome our SVU dance team performing a palm routine to Say My Name, choreographed by Natalie Dixon and assisted by Shalisa Kimber.
And we welcome you back to Knight Sports Arena for the second half of today's contest between the Falcons of Pfeiffer University and your Southern Virginia University Knights. The Knights currently trail by 13 to the Falcons, and that's largely due to, well, the Falcons are shooting the lights out. They're shooting great from the three-point line, and they're also forcing a lot of turnovers with 11 right now and capitalizing on those turnovers. So, Skylar, what are some things that the Knights can do in the second half to overcome some of these obstacles that they put themselves in?
Well, believe it or not, the Knights are actually winning the rebound game 21-17 in total rebounds. But the biggest thing, you said it, is the three ball. They are shooting 40%, 10 knockdown three-pointers for the Falcons, comparable to the 7 that we've hit. And we're not shooting that. They are just shooting the lights out of the basketball. We are down 13 points. How many points does Pfeiffer have on turnovers? 13. The Knights need to close out on shooters and secure quick rebounds and move in transition. We're setting up in a 2-3 zone, and the Falcons are shooting their way out of it. The Knights need to rotate on defense and focus on limiting those three-point buckets.
And Pfeiffer's doing a great job at utilizing all the players in their roster. We were talking just before the end of this break, the great contribution from the Pfeiffer bench.
Absolutely. The bench is outscoring the starters for the Falcons 36-18. Yeah, you heard that right. 36-18. Contributors all over the court. 8 points, 6 points, 6 points, 6 points, 6 points, 6 points, 6 points. The list goes on. Everybody is scoring for the Falcons.
That's a dangerous stat sheet.
Absolutely. We got 15 players contributing to the Falcons. Right now, Jameer Cross is getting it done offensively for the Knights. He is shooting 100% from the three-point line. 20 points to his name. Sam Armstrong and the unlikely Kimball Cottom, 9 points. They both need to continue to be aggressive. Someone I need to look for this second half to be aggressive is Trey Dill. Trey only has 3 points in that first half. He needs to attack the basket, get to the three-point line, as well as look for those offensive rebound opportunities to get points on the board.
And another thing the Knights need to do is, again, to spread the wealth as far as scoring is concerned. Only 4 players on this Knights roster have scored today. Whereas, I mean, you mentioned Pfeiffer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 14 players have scored in today's game for Pfeiffer.
That's the difference right there. Knights going right back into that 2-3 zone.
Falcons start out with the ball in the start of the second half. And Coach Warrenberg wanting a travel as number 12, Craig Sabb, was going to attempt a 3. Rebound from Trey Dill.
Gets away with one a little bit there, but luckily Trey Dill secures that strong defensive rebound.
Trey Dill being aggressive, going up with the left, but no good. Knights need to get back on defense now. And we mentioned the great passing that Pfeiffer utilized in the first half as that three-pointer is off. And that's rebounded by Bennett Canlin. Number 12 for the Falcons. Greg Sabb not able to make the layup.
Luckily the Knights get away with one there, allowing the easy offensive rebound. Can't get the ball in.
Jameer Cross throwing up the wild shot. Bennett Canlin goes up with it, not able to get it done.
2-on-1 break right here for the Falcons. Good defense right there by Trey Dill, getting all the way back to force the ball out of bounds. Favors the Falcons.
There was also number 0, Josiah Abington, kind of put an awkward spin on that pass, and so Jamal David was not able to get to it. But like you just mentioned, it'll stay with the Falcons. Neither team able to get on the board so far in this second half. And just I say that, a missed layup from number 0, Josiah Abington. Trey Dill able to get his hand on that shot.
Couple quick misses right now from the Falcons. Knights need to capitalize on that and put the ball in the bucket. Just like that, number 4, Sam Armstrong with the easy pull-up elbow jumper. That right there was dirty. Pulls up from the elbow, full confidence, no hesitation, knocks that down.
And that's the first point for either team in this second half as he was good from the elbow. And the second one right there from number 2, Sean Scott. Sam Armstrong now is 11 points behind Jameer Cross's 20.
Shooting 3 for 5 from the three-point line. Sam Armstrong needs to continue to stroke it.
And it's going to be a charge on Jameer Cross as both he as well as number 2, Sean Scott, go down hard. Jameer Cross still on the floor.
Impressive charge right there from the freshman, Sean Scott. sacrificing the body, taking that charge. Awkward collision right there. Sends Jameer a little shaky, heading up, head down the court.
And Jameer Cross will have to be careful. He has struggled with some injury problems in the past with ankle injury, knee problems. And so with those plays, he has to be really careful.
Gripping on that left knee right there, Jameer Cross. Tough kid, though. He'll fight through it. Senior from Philly, has some grit in him.
Jameer Cross trying to close out, but Jamal David doing a great job of pulling the ball through and then drawing the foul.
Quick foul right there by Jameer. His second, needs to be smart.
Wide open at the bottom of the paint is number 2, Sean Scott. The Knights, 2 possessions in a row, have failed to have anybody on that paint.
Quick feed right there by number 12, Quentin Agri. Sophomore from Florida, sends it in easy for the bucket.
Armstrong from the elbow, and that one's good.
Beautiful look right there from Sam Armstrong. The BV native knocks it down.
Good hands from Jameer Cross. Sab able to get it out. And that foul is going to be on Bennett Canlin as he got caught jumping up. The Pfeiffer Falcons utilizing the high-low very, very effectively right now.
Absolutely, they're getting the ball to that block, back to back to back, exploiting our zone. They seem to have figured it out. See if the Knights can adjust. Make that 4 fouls on Bennett Canlin. Still scoreless.
Number 2, Sean Scott will be at the free throw line. And you'll see Kimball Cottom, number 15, coming in. And so Bennett Canlin will come to the bench. And again, you mentioned the 4 fouls. As Pfeiffer now has a 14-point lead, 59-45. And that second free throw's up and good, make it a 15-point lead. Jameer Cross working his way down the floor. Kimball caught him with a screen. Jameer Cross from the elbow. Up and out, no good. Kimball caught him. Up with the board, went up with it. And I believe he was fouled on the way down.
Called on the floor right there.
Fouls on number 2, Sean Scott.
And we'll see a total platoon swap for the Falcons, as they've been doing all game long.
That's one way to keep your starters fresh right there.
And it always gives you some confidence if you're head coach Pete Shuck of Pfeiffer to have so many bodies to be able to put in there. The fouls again on the floor, and that is against number 33, Reagan Larson.
Fouls on number 33, Reagan.
Another foul called on the floor. Knights looking to be aggressive in the paint.
Trying to draw a foul so they can get to the free throw line again. Armstrong pulls it up, and that's good. Sam Armstrong catching a little bit of fire. Sam Armstrong now has 15 points. Kimball Cottom doing a good job going straight up, but he's going to get called for a shooting foul. I think they saw him kind of lean towards him a little bit, then go straight up.
Got him on the body right there. Tried to get vertical. Tough call right there. Favor to the shooter.
And so it'll send number 23, Diaz Mungro, the junior from Lotta, South Carolina, to the free throw line.
Make that 3 fouls for Kimball.
And that makes it tough because that's 2 of your post players, or 2 of your big bodies that have a high foul count. And you also have, for the Knights, you have Bryson Harris, number 55, who is another big body, but has struggled with some injuries himself.
Yet to see any playing time tonight. Wondering if we'll see him throughout the remainder of this game.
Kimball got him.
There.
We'll get the and one to fall.
Takes the contact, absorbs it, knocks down. Strong move right there from the 6'7" freshman from Maple Valley, Washington.
And that is now the 3rd night to be in double digits in scoring as he gets to 11 points now. And the N1 free throws up off the front iron, and Trey Dill with the rebound. Kicks out to Austin Wood for three. Off the front iron, Trey Dill yet again, up and in.
Back-to-back offensive rebounds by Trey Dill, getting it done for the Knights.
I mean, there's no quit in Trey Dill. He will go up against anybody and get a board.
Make that 10 rebounds for Trey to complement his 5 points. Needs to get in the scoring column more for the Knights.
Jameer Cross gets number 42, Jordan Bird, in the air and draws a foul.
Beautiful hesitation move, knowing he's going to get that defender in the air. Pump fakes, goes into contact, sends him to the line. The Knights are battling right now. Good game right now. This is fun. This is basketball.
It absolutely is, as the Knights have whittled it down back to an 11-point deficit. The Knights working the way back, getting that inside looks, and again, the hard-fought rebounds from Trey Dill in that pass possession.
Absolutely. He is fighting in the paint.
What I'm liking to see right now is Ricky Stafford, one of the injured players, talking up his team right now. Now, if you're Coach Warnerberg and you're in this situation, you've been here before, you fought back, you've whittled down this deficit, what are you saying to your team right now?
Right now, you're telling them to keep up the effort, keep up the pressure, talk on defense, everything they need to do to get this game back into their favor. We're seeing easy looks. We're seeing the Falcons exploit that 2-3 zone. We need rotation. They are going to that block every time. We need to see our bigger players, Kimball Cottonham, be smart. He's got 3 fouls. Get in there, stay vertical, force hard looks, and if it's an easy layup, make them earn them at the paint.
Excellent observation.
On the free throw line, excuse me.
Absolutely, excellent observation there, as now there's 15 minutes and 56 seconds left in this second half. It's an 11-point game, and again, it's been back and forth all game long. If you're just joining us, boy, have we got a ball game for you. This has been absolutely fantastic. We've seen everything from great three-point shooting, great rebounding, great defense, to even some sloppy defense or offense if you have it. But we've seen everything here. As now Jameer Cross goes up for 2 free throws.
Something to note right now, the Pfeiffer Falcons still with 1 turnover. That's impressive. That's impressive on its own right there.
Impressive doesn't even begin to describe how that is.
1 turnover for this game, comparable to the Knights' 11.
George Howe, number 23 for the Knights, checking in. As Jameer Cross knocks down that free throw, George Howe will replace Austin Wood. George Howe playing some tough man defense right now on number 35, Juwan Blanton.
The utility man, George Howe, looking to add some instant defense for the Knights.
Kimball caught him up against that shot, and it's good from number 5, Ty Simmons. I mean, just when the Knights seem to get some momentum going, the Falcons respond with a great silencer shot.
That ball movement is impressive. They swing it around, they force the Knights to run in circles, and then they knock down their threes.
And that's a foul on number 35, Juwan Blanton. And then I'll make 5 fouls for the Falcons in this half. 13 total in the game. Kimball caught him top of the key, hands off to Jameer Cross. Jameer Cross dribbles into the paint, throws it up, and brought down by number 2, Sean Scott. The 360 spin pass. The Knights wanting a double dribble there. And they're going to call the shooting foul, I believe, on Kimball Cotton. He's going to say that he got the shooter on the elbow. And to the line will be number 2, Sean Scott.
15 foul.
Falcons shooting 83% from the free throw, looking to shoot their 13th and 14th here.
First one's up and good. Make it again a 13-point lead for the Falcons. Many fans in this arena still wanting a travel for that play right before, when it was handled by number 33, Reagan Larson.
That full court press is relentless. Picking up Trey Dill full court, forcing him to bring that ball down. Nothing easy.
And one thing the full court press really does well, as George Howe was surprised by how open he was, misses the layup. Finally, the Knights draw a foul on number 23, Diaz Mungro. And as I was saying about the press, it makes it so you can't relax ever in a game.
Nothing easy. Always alert, always bringing that down, forcing on relentless pressure by the Falcons. George Howe goes baseline. I think everybody in the gym kind of held their breath right there. I think it surprised even him. Loses the ball in his hands. I was expecting a dunk.
Oh, you know he wanted it.
Luckily, Knights crawl, get that offensive rebound, send number 15 back to the line. Kimball Cotton.
And so now it's a 66-54 ball game. 14 minutes and 45 seconds left in the second half as Austin Wood checks in for the Knights. Kimball Cotton's second free throw is up and good. The Knights shooting 6 of 10 from the free throw line. Average 60%, maybe a little bit low average.
Knights going away from that 2-3, picking up man-to-man. Oh, spoke too soon. Right back to that 2-3.
Three-pointer on the outside was no good. The Knights fighting for the ball here. Three-pointer from the top of the key. Off the right side, rebounded by Trey Dill. As we have foul called. Looks like it'll be on number 25, Daniel Rivera. The freshman from Claremont, Florida.
That's an important foul right there as that sets him over the limit. Trey is going to go to the line. 1 for 1 remainder of this half.
Trey Dill to the line, shooting 1 and 1.
So Trey Dill will indeed shoot 1 and 1.
11 boards for Trey Dill. Fighting, just relentlessly fighting in the paint for every board. Sends him to the line.
11 rebounds, 2 assists, 5 points. Make that 6. As now it's only a 10-point deficit. But now in this situation, if Trey Dill makes his free throw, you got to make sure you sprint back on defense and not let up another one of those crushing three-point shots that Pfeiffer has really been good at whenever SU has made a run. Another free throw good for Trey Dill.
Pfeiffer is pushing the ball. They were down the court in 1 second.
Three-pointers up and in for number 1, Jerome Savoy. Again, every time the Knights seem to be making a run, Pfeiffer responds with a 3.
Quick 3, easy looks, knocked down. Make that 9 points for Savoy.
Samir Cross taken on. As he throws it up, he's fouled on the way to the basket, and he's still on the floor. He has fallen to the ground hard multiple times in this game, putting his body out there.
Only 2 points right now in the second half for Jameer. Jameer taking a beating, it seems.
He's
grabbing onto that left knee.
Yeah. And Coach Shuck of Pfeiffer was wondering exactly what the foul was, and the ref had to clarify that it was the usage of the knee while playing defense and moving the feet that caused the foul. Which is something that a lot of defenders try to do. They try to make it so that they put the knee forward and so that the person dribbling the ball won't be able to get by, but he got caught that time. Free throw up and good. And you especially see that technique along the baseline.
Still grabbing onto that left knee. Jameer shooting 3 for 4 right now from the free throw line.
Make that 24 points for Jameer Cross. So Sam Armstrong will come in for him. Yeah, that left knee is really bothering him. Austin Wood able to get his hand on it.
Good play right there, letting his brother Jameer get out for that sub. Good hands right there by number 4, Sam Armstrong.
But it'll stay with Pfeiffer as number 3, DJ Bradsher will handle it. The three-pointer is up and good for number 24, Bradley Dudley. Bradley Dudley, I mean, this guy You can't stop his three-point shooting. It's just insane. He is now 3 for 6 from the three-point line. Kimball Cotton doing a great job getting down the floor, and he'll stay with the Knights. Sam Armstrong also in a little bit of pain.
Possession stays with the Knights.
Looks like the left ankle might have just stepped awkwardly or landed on a shoe or something. And so as the jump ball, it will stay with the Knights. Austin Wood will inbound. Sam Armstrong from the corner. No good. Rebounded by number 3, DJ Bradshaw. And that's a charge taken by George Howe.
Make that 2 for George Howe, putting his body in the way, taking the charge. Ball goes the other way. Nothing fires me up more than seeing charges out on that court.
I mean, again, you look at George Howe. He mentioned his toughness multiple times. He's a kid out there with a black eye, and he's still taking charges like that.
No fear. All effort. All heart. George Howe.
Trey Dill inbounding it. Austin Wood able to get through it. Trey Dill with it. Some good handoffs. Trey Dill the floater off the side of the backboard. Lost control of that one a little bit. That one's going to go out of bounds, but it'll stay with Pfeiffer.
Another effort play by George Howe, getting over there, swiping that ball out. Favors the Falcons.
Caught by number 22, Taylon Rowe. Another charge taken by the Knights. This time it's Trey Dill.
Trey Dill taking it, charge, getting it done. Boards, points, free throws, and now a charge. Trey Dill is getting it done for the Knights.
Trey Dill is 3 points away from a double-double with 7 points and 11 rebounds. And we have a timeout on the floor here as the Knights trail by 13 yet again. The score stands at 72-59 in favor of the Falcons. And, you know, a lot of cases when a team is trailing, usually just because the other team is putting forth more effort, but I really don't believe that today. The Knights putting forth so much effort, so much heart on the line today.
They're playing well. Everybody's playing well out there. The name of the game is that 3 ball. 33 attempts, knocking down 13 of them right now. Pfeiffer is going to keep that lead if they keep shooting that ball like that.
And, you know, we mentioned turnovers at the start of the half, how that's been a key factor. The Knights have maintained only 11 turnovers from the first half, and Pfeiffer hasn't turned the ball over either, except for just once in the first half, which, again, is absolutely just phenomenal.
Great play by both teams so far in this second half. Difference maker is that 3 ball there, staying out the arc and shooting us out of our zone.
And so, again, with 12 minutes and 37 seconds left in this second half, 13-point ball game. The arena here finally starting to really pack with students and fans. We see members of every sports team on campus here in attendance today, including you, Skylar, being a part of the football team as well.
It's good to see out here students coming out and showing support for the men's basketball team.
So now the Knights break their timeout huddle here. The Knights will have the ball.
Interesting stat you don't always see. The Knights still without even one steal in this game.
Again, Pfeiffer doing such a great job of taking care of the basketball. Trey Dill with it. Kicks it out to Sam Armstrong. Up from the elbow. And that's good. The elbow has been calling his name all night long.
Absolutely. The senior pulls up and knocks it down. It's almost like we've seen that a couple times tonight.
And a block by Trey Dill on the three-point attempt. George Howe from deep. And that's good. He's not known for his three-point shooting, but he was feeling it.
He was calling it for the play earlier. He wanted it. He touched that ball, and he knocked it down. Forces Coach Shuck to call a quick timeout. 11 minutes in the game. The Knights are fired up.
They absolutely are, and they're congratulating George Howe again. Not known for his three-point shooting, but when you have a playmaker like that, a guy who puts his heart on the line every single game, they'll make plays like that, even uncharacteristic plays.
If you're going to take it, you better make it. That's what my coach used to say, and he proved he can knock that down right now in crunch time. Knights down 72-64, 11 minutes left in this game.
You know, it's an interesting thing. If you were to have missed that, people have been saying, what are you doing? But when you make it, you're a hero. The fun of sports.
Absolutely.
You're seeing Coach Warrenberg here in the huddle now. He knows his team has the ability to win this game. They're down by 8. It's not an impossible task. 8 is not a lot of points in the game of basketball.
Absolutely not. This game is well within the grips of the Knights. They need to limit that three ball and push the ball in transition. Sam Armstrong shooting the lights out, shooting 50%, 3 of his 6 threes, 17 points on the game. That elbow has been his home. He needs to continue to take looks and knock him down. Shooter's going to shoot, and he needs to keep shooting.
Absolutely, and speaking of shooters, we have some great scores as well for Pfeiffer, as Sean Scott's leading the way with 13 points, Jerome Saville with 9, and again, the first half it was all these players with 6 points, now it's all these players with 9 and 8 points. Again, Pfeiffer doing a great job of spreading the wealth.
Absolutely. Bradley Dudley shooting 3 for 6 off the bench, 9 points. I think he's only taking 3-pointers right now, knocking it down. A lot of shooters on this Pfeiffer team, getting it done from around the arc. Knights need to close out on those shooters, get defensive rebounds, and push the ball.
And Trey Dill did a great job of that too. When number 22 for Pfeiffer, Taylon Rowe, was attempting a 3, Trey Dill closed out, got his hand on the ball a little bit, and forced the missed shot, which ultimately led to George Howe's three-pointer. 3-point attempt is up, and good for number 11, Gabe Miller. Jameer Cross with it.
Make that another Pfeiffer offensive player with a 3-point. Shooting his first one and making his first one.
Number 12, Craig Sabb, was able to push it and make a hit. Kimball caught him. Handling it now is number 11, Gabe Miller. Yeah, you mentioned it, Skylar. All across the board, Pfeiffer's players have shown they can shoot the 3-ball. Doesn't matter who it is. If you're open, you're allowed to shoot, and they're making it right now.
Absolutely. They are cleared for shooting. That is absolutely true. More than 10 players, 8 players knocking down 3-pointers for the Falcons. Incredible to see. Ball movement is superb.
Hearing the fans getting involved here in the arena. George Howe comes in for Austin Wood.
George Howe is a spark for the Knights and needs to be on the floor as much as possible.
The Knights able to grab that board.
Good to see the 6'6 sophomore taking control and bringing that ball down with Ricky out, playing point guard.
Trey Dill gets up and somehow blocked by number 12, Craig Sabb. A double dribble by Craig Sabb. And so it'll be a turnover by the Falcons.
Quick turnover, but impressive defensive play on the much bigger Trey Dill. Going to the rim, securing that block. A little bit of contact, but obvious block right there.
That's only the second turnover for Pfeiffer today.
Incredible. That's incredible. Knights need to look to be more aggressive on the defensive end going through the rest of this game. Still a lot of time.
The rim.
Still a lot of time on this game. About 11 minutes left. Plenty of time for the Knights to get back. Great hesitation move. Just can't get it to fall.
And that's a tough shot across your body, going to your left and you're a right-handed shooter. That's a hard shot. The three-pointer's up. And they're called shooting foul on George Howe.
The 6'2 freshman George Howe just gets a little bit too aggressive, gets caught in the air there. Good way for the shooter to sell that. Number 0, Josiah Abington heads to the line, shooting 3.
Coach Armstrong just preaching to his players, have control, especially in offense. Maintain control, don't be loose with the ball. and be deliberate in your decision making. First free throw is up and good for Josiah Abington. Second one's up and no good. Now remember, he was fouled on the three-point shot, so he will have a third free throw. Third one is up and good. Make it a 77-64 ball game. Jameer Cross has been a little silent on the scoring side of things, as that's another turnover for the Knights. And the missed dunk by number 12, Craig Sabb, as Trey Dill went to contest. They called a foul on him, but both Coach Wardenberg and Trey Dill don't see anything wrong with the play up just then.
Athletic move right there for the 6-foot sophomore, going up against 6'6" Trey Dill, trying to throw it down, can't get it to go, and somehow, let's say, draws a foul.
And Trey Dill had his hands straight up, didn't look like he hit him with the body much at all, but again, they have the better angle down there, so as the first free throw's up and good.
42 of the Falcons' 78 points are coming from behind the arc. That's incredible right there, and that is a game-changing stat. That is how you get it done from beyond the arc. A little bit NBA style basketball right here, played from Pfeiffer.
That's some good math right there, Jay. Trey Dill with it. Good awareness of Trey Dill to go after it. And that's going to stay with the Knights. Again, it's all about ball control. You got to make good, deliberate passes, smart passes, and you got to maintain control of the ball.
Knights nearly avoiding that 13th turnover right now. 18 seconds on the shot clock. Need to get that ball across the court.
We have conflicting calls from two refs, as the one on the baseline simply has hand up for a foul, and the one that's near side called a charge. But they will stick with the charge call.
Interesting call to go with the charge there.
And it will go against Jameer Cross, and that'll be his third foul.
Interesting, to say the least. Ball goes to the Falcons.
Coach Warrenberg obviously furious about that, saying that the ref at the baseline had a clear review. George Howard getting on the ground to go after it. And it will be white basketball. You know, as they say in street ball, ball never lies.
Ball never lies. Makeup call right there. Sends the ball the Knights' way. You'll love to see it.
Trey Dill inbounding it for the Knights. A good pass to Jameer Cross. Sam Armstrong with it. Trey Dill driving the paint. He gets a shooting foul. And that'll be against number 12, Craig Sabb.
Foul is on number 12.
Good move right there for Trey. Using his body, drawing the contact. Can't get the M1 to go. Needs to earn at the line here. Every shot counts as we head in these last 9 minutes.
And Craig Sabb picks up his second personal foul of this game. So with just 9.5 minutes left in this one, it's a 15-point ball game. Pfeiffer has just done a great job of responding every time the Knights have made a push. And the Knights have played very resiliently, kept their heads on straight. They've played tough-nosed defense. Trey Dill makes first free throw. And now Aaron Levitt will be going in for the first time in the second half.
Good substitution right there. Knowing Kimball has 4 fouls, doesn't want him to get to that 5th, wants to keep him for the rest of the game. Putting in Aaron. Aaron needs to play big and have big minutes here for the Knights.
And Coach Warrenberg knows the energy that Aaron Levitt brings to the floor. Or I guess brings wherever he goes in general.
That's for sure.
So now it makes it a 13-point deficit. Great closeout by George Howe. Corner three. In and out. As Trey Dill somehow maintains the rebound.
Strong rebound right there from Trey Dill. Had the ball nearly stripped. Kept it in his grasp. Dribbled off the foot of the defender right there.
Checking back into the game for
Ball goes to the Falcons.
A slightly mishandled handoff, but Coach Warnberger saying that it was deflected by the Falcons. But regardless, it will go to the Falcons. The three-pointer from Jamal David, up and good. I mean, goodness gracious. I mean, what more can you say about the shooting of the Falcons right now? Another steal for the Falcons. That is number 5, Ty Simmons.
Make that 18 points off turnovers for the Falcons.
basket is good.
And so they'll count the basket, and so they'll get one free throw.
15 made three-pointers for Pfeiffer, keeping them ahead in this game.
And you know, they have missed a good amount of the three-pointers. They only make it 39.5%, but it just feels like every single one they throw up goes in. And if not, it's pretty dang close. He's got to get it out. Deflected out of bounds. Aaron Levitt gets the Jameer cross. Sam Armstrong comes up to get it. George Howe gets the jump. Goes up for the shot and draws the foul on number 2, Sean Scott.
Another good hesitation move sends George Howe to the free throw line. Said it earlier, every free throw counts right now. Knights need to knock it down. Shooting 75% from the free throw line so far this game.
Austin Wood will be checking in for the Knights. Free throws up, and it's good. Austin Wood will be coming in for George Howe. Second free throw is up, and that one's good. And George Howe will get a well-deserved break.
Good minutes off the bench from George Howe. A spark for the Knights.
They're called blocking foul on Austin Wood as number 12, Craig Sabb, was dribbling in. That'll only be his second personal foul of the day.
Austin Wood still scoreless on the night.
So Craig Sabb will go up for the free throw. Off the front iron. Second free throw underway. And that one's up and in. It's making an 18-point ball game. Aaron Levitt doing a great job keeping it. They're going to say a foul, I believe, on number 2, Sean Scott.
His third personal.
So now they're in the double bonus and send Aaron Levitt to the free throw line.
I remember you mentioned in the first half that the refs were letting them play. Not so much in this second half. Both teams with 10 fouls. Aaron to the free throw line.
Aaron Levitt getting that one to fall. Aaron Lett's done so much great work on his free throw and jump shot in the beginning parts of this season. He actually started off the season with, I guess, a broken wrist, and it healed a little bit. It's still not full 100%, but he's still able to shoot at least one of those free throws well. The Falcons slowing some things down.
Knights picking up man here.
I like this matchup, Kimball Conham against Jamal David. But Jamal David immediately makes me eat my own words.
Strong move, beautiful touch with that left hand. Floats it in for the finger roll for the Falcons.
Austin Wood goes up with it. No foul. Craig Sabb goes up with a fast break layup. Up and in.
Beautiful move right there by Sabb, putting his body in the way and getting that easy breakaway layup.
Make it 90-69. Another takeaway by Pfeiffer. Craig Sabb up and in. And a timeout will be called by Coach Wardenberg and the Knights of SVU.
Quick fast break points, quick points off turnovers, forces the Knights to call their timeout.
And you can kind of feel the fatigue on this Knights side of the ball here. Yeah, they've had some good rotations come in now and then, but overall the Knights haven't really delved too far into their bench. And so again, understandably, they're tired. They're exhausted.
Absolutely, and you can see it. You can see it out there. 9 steals for the Falcons, comparable to the Knights' 0. 23 points off turnovers. The Knights are winning the rebound game, but when you're shooting the lights out of the ball like the Falcons are, it's why you see the lead. Falcons up 92-69.
And so again, I'm going to ask you a similar question as I did last time. If you're in the huddle right now and you're Coach Wardenberg, what are you saying your team right now that you have this big of a deficit?
Calm down. Pay attention to that ball. Take care of it. And try to put points on the board right now. Still a lot of points. A lot of times left in this game. 7 minutes in this second period. Knights need to focus on little things. Get a stop. Get a bucket. One step at a time. You can't score 20 points at once. You need to score one at a time. Knights need to get it done in transition.
You got to do all the small things right in order to accomplish the big things, just like in every other sport. As now Trey, they'll be inbounding it for the Knights. You see the Falcons not press as much full court.
We've talked about Pfeiffer's ball movement. They're winning the assist battle 24-12, doubling the numbers that the Knights have. That penetrating kick offense as Treydale lines up a 3.
Austin Wood almost able to get to it, but eventually brought down by Sean Scott. Top of the key, up, no good. Rebound by Austin Wood.
Need to push the ball here in transition. Don't let him set up.
Kimball Conham, the mid-range jumper. No good. Treydale fighting for that rebound. But instead it's brought down by Jamal David.
Jameer Cross wide open for the three-pointer. Doesn't get the ball passed. Still shooting 100% and hasn't taken one in this second half. Went away from it. Not sure why. Knights need to feed him around the arc.
Kimball Conham is guilty of putting his hands on, I believe, number 2, Sean Scott. That is a tendency he has to get a little bit handsy, and refs, they clock on that real quick. Sam Armstrong checking in for the Knights. First free throw's up and no good off the left iron. Sam Armstrong will check in for Austin Wood. Second free throw is up. No good. Rebounded by Kimball Conham, but immediately taken away. Well, almost taken away by number 11, Gabe Miller. Gabe Miller's a name we haven't said a whole lot, but he's another one of those guys that has made a couple three-pointers, but is a great defender.
Absolutely. Relentless out there. High effort, plan, high motor type player. With all these guards, you have to set yourself apart some way, and that's how he does it, was with his motor.
Jameer Cross with it. Just under 6 minutes left to play. Jameer Cross goes up with it. Brought down by Trey Dill, up and in.
11 points for Trey Dill. Make that a double-double with his 13 rebounds.
Fouls on number 3, Trey Dill.
Trey Dill will be guilty of the foul.
Jamal David to the line, shooting 2.
And that is Kimball Cottom now has 5 fouls. But that one was called on Trey Dill, which makes 3 for him. We see some new substitutions for Pfeiffer. Number 1, Jerome Savoy. As well as number 12, actually no, number 5, Ty Simmons. Free throws up and in. Jameer Cross with it. They're calling that a loose ball, and that's up and in. I mean, Jameer's getting absolutely attacked right now. But yet, 0 foul calls in those times where he's handling the ball. It's a little go off a Trey Dill shoe. Out of bounds.
Physical defense right now by Pfeiffer leads to the turnover by Trey Dill.
And that's another basket for the Falcons. So now with just under 5 minutes left to play, a 97-71 lead for the Falcons. Sam Armstrong for 3, up and in. Actually, excuse me, in and out. Savoy up and in. The Falcons cruising right now. George Howe with it. Trey Dill driving in. Inside Kimball Cottom, who misses the layup. Trey Dill goes up himself and gets it to fall.
Beautiful pass by Trey Dill, leads to the miss, doesn't give up, gets the board, puts it right back in, and 1 3-point play right here, opportunity for Trey Dill. Trey Dill is getting it done in the second half.
And the foul is called on Craig Sabb.
Opportunity right here to make it 15 points to his 15 rebounds.
And that's Craig Sabb's 3rd personal foul. Free throw is up. And it's in and out. Sabb has a wide open lane. Absolutely nobody was there, and Coach Wardenberg wants a timeout.
Seemed like a little lack of effort right there by the Knights, who seem burnt out. Trey Dill, Jameer Cross, Sam Armstrong playing a lot of minutes. Emphasis on a lot of minutes right there for the Knights. Falcons up 101-73.
And it was also just a lack of communication. That we mentioned communication before on defense. And that's another thing that absolutely sets Coach Wardenberg's hair on fire, is lack of communication. When you don't talk, things like that happen. People don't know who they have. They don't know what their assignment is on defense. And then wide open looks just like that happen.
Absolutely. Lack of communication will set any coach's hair on fire.
Taps that 30-second timeout with just over 4 minutes left to play. The Knights find themselves down 101-73. And again, the Falcons' offense just absolutely clicking on all cylinders. And the Falcons have 5 players scoring in double digits, which is absolutely phenomenal. Doing a great job, again, spreading out the wealth. With the lead scorer right now is Craig Sabb with 17.
2 more players under those 5, almost at 10 points, which is insane. So many 3-point attempts for the Pfeiffer Falcons, knocking down 15 of their 39, shooting 38% from the field. And they're not going to go away from it. You're going to see it the rest of this game, and you're going to see it the rest of this year from the Falcons, who have shown today that they can shoot the 3 ball.
They have 12 players that have gone on the scoreboard today for the Falcons.
A little confusion out here on the court as Wardenberg is asking the books for how many timeouts he has. Can't get an answer from the referees.
Sam Armstrong with it. Hands it off to Jameer Cross, who gets it up and in.
Beautiful backdoor cut by Jameer Cross. Leads for the easy layup. Good feed right there from Sam Armstrong.
They're going to call a blocking foul on George Howe as number 12, Craig Sabb, was making his way into the paint.
On number 23, George Howe. Basket is good. Craig Sabb to the line, shooting one.
Continuation foul right there after the Euro two-step. Count it and the bucket. 3-point play right here for the Falcons.
And so we'll have an immediate timeout. Again, the score is 103-75. I mean, on a normal night, this would be a good scoring night for the Knights. But with how the Falcons are shooting tonight, it pales in comparison. You know, it's just outstanding to see all these players making this great impact offensively. I mean, when you get 100 points in Division III, that's impressive.
Absolutely. Craig Sabb with 19, Sean Scott with 13, Jamal David with 12, Ty Simmons with 12, Jerome Savoy with 11, and many other players contributing for the Falcons. Absolutely impressive showing, shooting the ball from the Falcons. Knights going into the rest of this game and going into the rest of the season need to close out on shooters, need to limit offensive rebounds, and put that ball into transition. This 2-3 zone was exploited through the 3-ball today. The Knights need to build on that going into next week.
You know, we just heard Coach Warrenberg in the huddle saying that we've got to have a mentality of, dang it, no one's going to score on me. No one's going to get in the paint on me. No one's going to get by me. I'm going to move my feet. And he said, especially he wants from his senior leaders. He has some great senior players in this squad. I mean, you have Jameer Cross. You have Sam Armstrong. Of course, those are only two seniors. And then, of course, you also have Sam down here. You also have Bennett Canlin, excuse me. Having a hard time talking today. It's such an exciting game. So many things going on. But again, you have these great leaders who were here the year before, who have the capability of taking control and calming down your players. They just got to be able to step up and do it.
Absolutely. It's all in their hands. Coach can't go out there and play for them.
And it's rebounded by Kimball Cottom.
With 3 minutes left, the Knights need to push the ball. Way to draw the foul right there by Sam Armstrong. Send him to the line.
Number 12, Craig Sabb, and that's his fourth personal foul.
Sam Armstrong to the line, shooting two.
Shooting two for Sam Armstrong. First free throws of the night. 17 points right now. 7 of 13 from the field. 3 of 7 from the three-point line. Sam Armstrong has proven again and again he can shoot the ball.
And he's done it from more than just a three-point line. He's dribbled in. He's gotten the great elbow looks. Mid-range shooting has worked very well for him. Number 20 for the Falcons, Nick Ruggiero, will be coming in. Sam Armstrong's second free throw is up and in. So 3 minutes and 19 seconds left in this ball game. And you see no signs of slowing down for Pfeiffer. Three-pointer is up and in for number 24, Bradley Dudley. I have a feeling that Bradley Dudley, all he does 24/7 is sit in a gym and shoot threes. I feel like that's all he does. Ruggiero with it. Savoy from three. No good. Great strong rebound from number 25, Daniel Rivera. Now Austin Wood will come in for George Howe. Trey Dill will come in for Aaron Levitt. Jameer Cross with it. Being defended by number 3, DJ Bradsher. Jameer Cross goes over the right, somehow able to make it in, and that gives him 30. Savoy with it. Bradshaw now. A steal by Kimball Cottom. Kimball Cottom up. No good on the dunk. Sam Armstrong with the board. I understand the mentality. You want to rev up the crowd. You want to get your teammates engaged. And Sam Armstrong pulls up for three. And that's in. You'll take 3 points over 2 any day. And that makes 22 points for Sam Armstrong. Kimball Cottom goes to the left, no good. Dudley, no good on that three. Rebounded by Austin Wood. And that's good by number 3, DJ Bradshaw. And again, like you've mentioned, that's been the story of the game. Not being able to control the ball once you get it back after a great defensive play. As my coaches back in high school would always say, you got to finish the defensive play. And what that means is you have to bring it back down the court safely without turning it over. That's part of defense. Trey Dill up and in with the right hand. Savoy for three. No good. Jameer across the board. Only 20 seconds remaining. Tried to get it to Trey Dill, but he wasn't able to handle it as it was behind him. And you know, that shows the character of a team. When you're down like this and you know that the odds are not in your favor and you're still playing hard and going after like that, it shows you got some good, solid, hard-working players in your squad.
And that's the game with Pfeiffer 108 and your Knights 88.
And so with that, the Knights will fall to the Falcons of Pfeiffer 108-88. A high-scoring game, to say the least, on both sides. The Falcons, of course, getting the upper hand with a great three-point shooting and great defensive effort. And again, with this Knights squad, you have 23 straight losses extending the last season. What's the things you feel like the Knights can take away from this game and apply to future games?
They can score. They've proven it time and time again. They can shoot and they can get to the line.